lot of Tolos are debating whether he will be cut, whether he should be cut, and whether the Cowboys should start taking a different draft philosophy when it comes to their second-round gambles. Randy Gregory, Jalen Smith physically, Kelvin Joseph had his issues. And who made the call to who banged the table for Kelvin Joseph? I'm curious over that. Is this Will McClay?
Mm-hmm.
Was this Dan Quinn? Dan Quinn was the one who banged the table over, who's your corner that you loved in training camp?
Oh, Nahshon Wright.
Nahshon Wright.
Yes.
So I wonder.
Big miss, by the way. Big miss.
So far.
One of the biggest misses of my life.
So far.
Yeah, I don't miss on quarterbacks, though, just corners.
Well, you've missed on quarterbacks, too.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I want to know who pounded the table for Kelvin Joseph, because some teams had marked him as a character concern. This may be an example why. But you did a little Cowboy draft study.
Well, yeah, with the help of the great Dave Bartu. He's known as the College Football Matrix. That's his nickname.
Whoa.
Yeah, he is
good nickname.
He is fantastic. He was a college football player, NFL player, and now he does a lot of analytical work with his own website. And he's going through every NFL team and looking at how each team builds through the draft and how they have done over a decade-long period. But he breaks it up into two halves of the decade. So he separated the Cowboys based on when Will McClay officially took over, right? Which was the 2017.
Okay.
And
2017 or 2017?
2017.
2017.
2017 is when he got that promotion. Well, the perception is that the Cowboys are a great drafting team.
Yeah.
And especially in the first round.
Yes.
And Dave went back and looked, and he found that over the last 5 years, that is not the case. In the previous 5 seasons, between 2012 and 2016, the Cowboys got 197 starts out of their first-round picks.
Okay.
All right. Since then, 2017 to 2021, they only got 96 starts out of their first-round picks. Now,
100 less.
Caveat here. 43 are because of the Amari Cooper trade. So Amari started 43 games with the Cowboys. So he says it's fair to add those 43 in.
Fair.
So now you're at 139 versus 197. That's still 60 starts less. The second round is where the Cowboys have done their best work.
Whoa.
Relative to the previous 5 years.
Okay.
The recent most 5 years, they have 127 starts out of the second round pick. The previous, they only got 23 starts out of their second round pick. And that was between 2012 and 2016. So like Sean Lee wasn't a part of that. This is 2012 to 2016.
Bruce Carter?
He would not have been a part of that. I think he was 2011.
Okay. 2017.
Yeah, so 2012 to 2016, they only got 23 starts out of their second rounders. 2017 to 2021, 127. Third round is down over this 5 years, the most recent, 122. The previous had 151. The fourth round is obviously up because of Dak Prescott was a big player there. Fifth round, the Cowboys did not have between 2017 and 2021 a single fifth rounder start a game for them. They had, however, 66 starts out of their sixth round picks, and the Cowboys generated 59 starts out of undrafted free agents during this most recent 5-year stretch. Altogether, when you factor in undrafted free agents and draft picks, they've gotten basically the same, slightly more picks, starts out of the 2012 to 2016 draft versus the 2017 to 2021. Compared to the rest of the NFC East, over this 10-year stretch, the Cowboys blow away everybody in the first round, okay, over the 10-year stretch. The problem is that the second round, while it's been great recent, overall, it's third in the NFC East. Third lowest in the NFC East. Only Washington. Washington, they are so bad, Sean. The Giants have generated 500 starts out of their second rounder of this decade. Washington's got 140.
Wow.
And we have 400.
Wow.
And we're third.
Wow.
Like, that is just tremendous. But first rounds where the Cowboys really have made their mark over this last decade. Nearly 800 starts total by first rounders this last decade. The difference is that, over the last 5 years, A, you gave up a pick for Amari, and B, Taco, you didn't get a whole lot of starts out of your first rounder. And now, while they hit on CeeDee Lamb and they hit on Micah Parsons, they did miss on Taco, and they did give up that pick for Amari Cooper, so that those weren't really options for them. So that became a problem for this team over the last 5 years as to why their starts are so low. When you do that a lot, and you do that over 5 years, you're going to have less starts. You're going to have less free, cheap labor, if you will, and now you're going to have to pay more in your cap.
Troy, I'm going to be fascinated to see how and if the mock drafts change the Cowboys pick at 24 after this news. Dane Brugler came out with his 7-round mock from The Athletic. This is before the Kelvin Joseph news. Obviously, this happened late last night, so I don't know how many people have updated their mock drafts, but Dane, considered by many the best in the business, friend of the station, went with Aiden Hutchinson, Jacksonville, number 1. Trayvon Walker, Lions, number 2. Texans going with Iquanu, NC State, offensive tackle. Thibodeau to the Jets at 4. The edge from Oregon. Giants take Evan Neal, Alabama offensive tackle. That's my buzz.
Oh.
Carolina takes Kenny Pickett at 6, and Troy would get lit up by the shot caller with his bet against Choppy. Then the Giants pick at 7, Sauce Gardner, Cincinnati cornerback. Malik. Now, if 2 quarterbacks get taken, do you get shocked twice?
That's not part of the bet, and quit changing the rules as you're yelling from the bleachers.
Malik Willis, Atlanta at 8.
Jeez.
According to Dane Brugler. This is what happens, Troy. I've been burned by it, too. I'm rooting for you. But I've been burned by it as well. Derek Stingley, LSU corner to Seattle at 9. Garrett Wilson, Ohio State receiver to the Jets at 10. Then the Commanders, everyone's got Kyle Hamilton now going to the Commanders. And then let's just kind of skip through this. I wanted to give you the top 10, and then we'll kind of jump to the NFC East till we get to the Cowboys. Jordan Davis, Georgia, D-tackle to the Eagles at 15. Eagles at 18 take Drake London, USC, wide receiver. Another quarterback, top 20, Desmond Ridder to the Steelers at number 20. Chris Olave, who the Eagles met with, Cowboys have met with, to Green Bay at 22. And then at 24, Dane Brugler has your Dallas Cowboys selecting Zion Johnson, Boston College guard. I'll be surprised if this pick is anything other than an offensive lineman or wide receiver. Treylon Burks will be an enticing option for Dallas, but I'm giving the edge to the plug-and-play left guard who will help bring stability to an inconsistent unit. And then Treylon Burks goes right after to Buffalo at number 25.
And Dane Brugler will not have to modify or edit any of this when he puts in there, I'd be surprised if the Cowboys take anything other than an offensive lineman or a wide receiver. Because of what's going on with Kelvin Joseph, the Cowboys are not frantically running around at the star going, oh my God, we have to draft a cornerback now. Because they're not having to draft someone that's covering for Kelvin Joseph and all the amazing things he did for this team. So, yeah, what Dane's saying, absolutely right. Offensive alignment, that's exactly where the Cowboys should go right now. Absolutely.
Look, I mean, I'd be totally fine with offensive alignment. To me, it's like you have your picks of the biggest needs on your team.
Look, now there's 5 corners he has going in the first round.
He has 5?
5 corners.
Yeah.
Now, 2 of them are like corner/safety.
Okay.
But I just went through it. He's got a Florida corner going at number 29.
That's Elam.
At number 29. Yep, that is Elam. And then I'm not going to go through all of them. It'll take too long. But Dax Hill, a corner/safety to the Patriots at 21. Go ahead, Troy.
Yeah. I mean, there's really 3 top cornerbacks in the first round that you can look at, and you've already mentioned them. Sauce Gardner, Derek Stingley from LSU, and then Trent McDuffie. He's the cornerback out of Washington. Those are your top 3 cornerbacks, that you're getting true cornerbacks for the first round.
Sauce Gardner, Derek Stingley, and to Minnesota right here with this selection, he has McDuffie out of Washington.
There you
so
go.
that's a lot. That's a good amount of corners in the first.
It's a lot of corners in the first. Any of those 4, corner, wideout, offensive line, edge. Just when you get to your pick, who's the highest rated player on the board? Who's the highest? And that's where I would go.